If you look closely, you're about to witness the exact moment that America lost heavyweight boxing. With this single right hook, the last light went out of the American heavyweight dream. Actually, it was this right hook. Since losing 4 of his last 5 fights, it's time for Deontay Wilder to hang him up. After an explosive, electrifying, highlight-studded career, he's earned a healthy and wealthy retirement. But with the Bronze Bomber out of the picture, a long-standing American tradition has finally come to an end. Looking back, all the greats are from America, but looking forward, I'm not so sure. Quick question, who's your favorite heavyweight of all time? You might say Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, Mike Tyson, or Muhammad Ali. You might even say Big George Foreman or Larry Holmes, depending on whose style you like. Now, they're all great in their own ways, but the common thread between all these iconic fighters is that they're all from the United States. The rules may be British, but boxing's marquee weight class is dominated by Americans. At least it was. This is every heavyweight champ in history, from John L. Sullivan in the 1880s to the newly minted IBF titleist Daniel Dubois. The evidence is overwhelmingly clear. The heavyweight division is an American-dominated field. Across 106 championship reigns, a disproportionate 70 champions represent the Stars and Stripes. And aside from the occasional overseas champ, the first century of heavyweight greatness was red, white, and blue. From Louis to Marciano and Ali to Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, the champion of the world, was produced by one country. In fact, from the start of Floyd Patterson's second reign to the end of Michael Doak's title marked a 23-year unbroken streak of American heavyweight champions. The numbers don't lie, but like any golden era, it had to come to an end. Ali retired, Tyson and Holyfield gave way to Lennox Lewis, and the Klitschko brothers decimated the 2000s. For about 20 years, every major heavyweight championship bout featured the British boxer or one of the Ukrainian brothers. Between Vitaly and Vladimir, the Klitschkos had a vice-like grip on the division. All the while, a 20-year-old Deontay Wilder put on gloves for the first time, won the Olympic bronze medal in just his 3rd year of boxing, and knocked out everyone as a rising professional. With the retirement of Vitaly Klitschko, the WBC belt was up for grabs. And after 32 straight knockouts, Wilder entered his first championship bout. It wasn't pretty, and it was his first fight to go the distance, but he battered his opponent and got the job done. America had its champion. The next 5 years would see the Bronze Bomber knock out every man he faced. Sure, his resume wasn't the strongest opposition, but you cannot deny, every time he stepped in the ring, it was must-see TV. The first bout against Tyson Fury produced one of the greatest moments in heavyweight history, and by his own admission, the Gypsy King was knocked out.
We couldn't see from the angle whether your eyes were open or closed. Were you out?
Yeah. For a few seconds.
For 5 years, Wilder's right hand was the greatest show in boxing. His knockout power was reaching mythical status, rivaling the likes of Shavers, Foreman, and Marciano. I know he's not the most technical boxer, but he was exactly what we needed in a post-Klitschko heavyweight division. He was American, and he could punch. When Andy Ruiz pulled off the incredible knockout upset against Anthony Joshua, there was a brief moment in time when every belt was back on American soil. There were even talks of a unification fight, which would have crowned the first undisputed heavyweight since the 90s. But as the boxing gods would have it, Ruiz partied too hard and lost the rematch. Wilder, on the other hand, had to deal with a 280-pound gypsy. This is where we start to see the beginning of the end. To the surprise of everyone, Fury abandoned his twitchy, feinty, technical style for that of a come-forward bruiser. He put Wilder on the back foot, busted his equilibrium, and dealt him his very first loss. Deontay didn't take this well. He accused his team of poisoning him, accused Fury of loading his gloves, and ultimately switched trainers. In the trilogy fight, things were headed in the same direction, until he landed his money punch. A straight right sent shockwaves through Fury's body, with enough power for 2 knockdowns. Wilder was seconds away from taking back his belt. but if you don't nail the Gypsy King down to the canvas, he's getting right back up. Fury miraculously recovered and knocked Wilder out cold. It was the trilogy fight no one asked for, but it ended up being a legendary heavyweight showdown. These losses broke Deontay Wilder. He had to come to terms with the fact that he had simply been beat, and over the next 2 years he only spent a single round in the ring. In typical Wilder fashion, he knocked out Robert Helenius with a straight right, one of only 3 punches he landed. And although he was back in the win column, his time away from the ring would be painfully apparent against fellow former champion Joseph Parker. The right hand failed to find its mark, and Parker executed a perfect game plan to upset the American. And he did it again, 10 weeks later against power puncher Zhilei Zhang. It only made sense that the two defeated knockout artists face each other. Winner stays in the game, loser has to think long and hard about retirement. Zhang, 41 years old, 283 pounds, 81% knockout ratio from China. Wilder, 38 years old, 215 pounds, 89% knockout ratio from Alabama, USA.
Either I knock him out or he knock me out. That's it.
Through 5 rounds, Zhang was unfazed by the Bronze Bomber's offense. Wilder kept pawing his jab, but the iconic right hand never followed. With a snappy counter right hook, Zhang had his opponent turned around. Dazed and confused, Wilder put his guard down, and another fully loaded leaping hook sealed the deal. Deontay Wilder was never a technical boxer, but for all his faults, he always left everything in the ring and kept everyone on the edge of their seats. He knew what the people wanted. He delivered knockouts and always went out on his shield. I have no delusions about the quality of his record, but 10 title defenses is surely nothing to scoff at. With double-digit defenses, he joins a prestigious list including Muhammad Ali, Vladimir Klitschko, and Joe Louis. And somehow, you get the feeling that he can still win just about any fight. All it takes is one punch, but after 3 knockout losses, it's probably best that he retires. The real loss, however, is that we never got to see him fight Anthony Joshua. What seemed like an inevitable clash between 2 unbeaten knockout artists was disrupted by upsets, knockouts, and boxing politics. And as Wilder's career is winding down, AJ has his sights set on the biggest fight of his life. On Saturday, September 21st, live from Wembley Stadium, Anthony Joshua will challenge Daniel Dubois for his IBF championship. In an all-British heavyweight slugfest, you got South London versus North London, the new champ versus the old, and 2 monstrous knockout artists in England's most iconic arena. I'm expecting fireworks, and if you want to watch AJ's 3rd coronation live on September 21st, get the pay-per-view for only $20 at DAZN.com/Murdoch in the description. Plus, if you buy the fight using my link, you'll also get a 7-day free trial of DAZN, which is perfect to catch up on all the highlights, full fights, and behind-the-scenes content on all things boxing. Don't miss this knockout. Sign up for the global home of boxing at DAZN.com/Murdoch. So where does this leave the state of American heavyweight boxing today? We're cooked. The Ring Magazine's top 10 heavyweights doesn't have a single American listed. A far cry from 50 years ago where it was almost exclusively Americans. And our best prospect, Jared Anderson, just got knocked out in his first step up in competition. Tokyo silver medalist Richard Torres looks pretty good. He's got 10 knockouts in 10 fights. But at 6'2", 230, he's a little undersized in this modern super heavyweight landscape. Andy Ruiz has the championship pedigree, but with only 3 fights in the last 5 years, he looked severely out of shape in his last bout. Boxing just doesn't have the talent pool to draw from. Big American athletes are lining the rosters of the NFL, NBA, and even the UFC. As hard as it is to become a professional basketball or football player, it's still considerably easier than getting punched in the face. The American heavyweight champion is a relic of the past, and where there was once dominance is now a sad, empty void. Ali, Tyson, and Wilder carried a legacy that dates back to the 19th century, but the current crop of heavyweights leaves America searching for its next champion. By defeating Deontay Wilder, Zhilei Zhang proved that he's championship material. In fact, we've never seen a boxer like him before. Check out this video to see what makes the Chinese heavyweight a stylistic nightmare.